Hi, I'm Michelle Stirling for Friends of Science Society. The Honorable Shannon Phillips spoke at the Calgary Chamber of Commerce on February 21, 2018, first touting the recent renewables auction and the reported low prices for wind contracts. She said there was an audible gasp in the room when the prices were announced because they were so low. Imagine the audible gasp had they incorporated the back-end costs of integrating wind, the billions in compensation for coal power phase-out, the billions for the coal power purchase agreement legal battle, the hundreds of millions for coal-to-gas conversions, billions for natural gas pipeline supply lines, billions for transmission lines, the 9-figure cost of IT upgrades for the Alberta electric system operator, the 20-year subsidies estimated at some $900 million a year. We're talking more than $30 billion by most expert evaluations. None of it necessary, except for this burning desire to put wind on the grid. CO2 reductions will be nominal, power prices expected to triple. And was it so cheap? Just last month, the Alberta Investment Management Corporation suddenly took a 49% part of one of those companies. We don't know if that was the lowest bidder. We just know that industry experts had said the renewable bids were too low and at least one company could not make a go of it at such low rates. AIMCO, the Alberta Investment Management Corporation, has 32 clients managing various government pensions and special purpose funds in Alberta, as well as the Heritage Trust Fund. Renewables markets are collapsing across Europe as subsidies are pulled. So, did we just invest in propping up a dying industry? Why? The minister went on to say that Alberta never had an energy efficiency plan before. I used to work at Alberta Environment. I dispute her claim because the Alberta climate change legislation of 2002 incorporated energy efficiency programs at all levels. We have a blog post all about that. Please read it. And then the minister talked about the Alberta-BC dispute over TransMountain pipeline. She said that some new actions would be taken within hours or days, not weeks. But actions are irrelevant when it's CUPE blocking pipelines. Yes, the climateers at the Canadian Union of Public Employees are blocking pipelines now and have been blocking them since Keystone XL. Look, there's a request that at least 50,000 of the 600,000 CUPE members petition then President Barack Obama to block Keystone. And now, this. CUPE BC will oppose the expansion of Kinder Morgan TransMountain pipeline. We'll support the work of First Nations communities, the BC NDP, cities of Vancouver and Burnaby, and other organizations who oppose the expansion of Kinder Morgan TransMountain pipeline, oppose the expansion of tanker traffic in BC's coastal waters. So, BC wineries are not blocking Canadian pipelines. CUPE is. Alberta's premier is married to someone who held a senior position with CUPE. Awkward. So why are public servants blocking Canadian economic development and tax-paying jobs for all? How can they block pipelines when their jobs rely on fossil fuels, when they fly off to climate conferences to demonize oil and gas and coal, but all their promoted renewables are made from oil and gas and coal? The minister never said a word about that. On balance, a few $1,000,000 spread around on energy efficiency does nothing for our economy if a few $1 billion in revenues and access to international markets is blocked by people who are supposed to serve us. And if you know a CUPE or Unifor employee, ask if they think that we should destroy the Canadian economy. And if not, shouldn't they tell their union executive to cancel this pipeline blockadia, all under the umbrella of climate change? For Friends of Science Society, I'm Michelle Stirling.